Welcome to Sports. Thanks for joining us. My name is Greg Dorman and you're watching Rally Knows. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I have a special guest today with me in the studio, the owner and the founder of Broken Motorsports Rally Driver, William Petrow. How you doing, Will?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for having me.
Happy to see you in the studio.
Yeah.
How's the view?
Great. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing being on the 48th floor right outside the Central Park, eh?
Yeah, the elevator gave me a little tummy ticklers on the way up. It was, moving fast. Wasn't expecting it, actually.
It's not like in a rally car?
No, definitely not.
How did you start in rally?
Oh, my rallying start, I guess, came from when I was about this big. I was about 5 years old. My father actually worked for Peugeot North America for 10 years, right up until the time that they pulled out of the country. So growing up, I had a lot of experience, or a lot of exposure, I should say, around, rally and Dakar and things like that with Peugeot's involvement. So, I had a bit of experience with that, the 205, the 405 T16s, the Pikes Peak car. So it was pretty cool growing up. But of course, being young, and when Peugeot pulled out of the country, that was the end of my exposure. So
right.
For all I knew, that was the end of rally. I didn't know it existed anymore.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was 1997 when the Subaru 22B came out. There was an article in Car and Driver, Road and Track, one of those magazines, and a little tiny article about this big, and it clicked, and I was like, wow, rally's still around. This is great. This is like one of the things I always wanted to do. And I just kind of went from there. 2001, I bought my first Subaru and kind of just did it with the intention of getting into rally specifically. So.
And what time? What year? Broken Motorsport founded?
It was actually 2008. We started right at the beginning of the year, and we've been kind of going strong ever since. So.
How did the name come up? Broken Motorsports?
That's a whole big story, but in short, I mean, really, hanging out with a bunch of my friends and, all of us being car guys, they were all into polishing their cars, making them look pretty, making them sound good, making them go fast to a point. All I wanted to do was go out and try to wreck the car, push my boundaries, see where I can go without really destroying the car. So naturally, the Broken name came from that. I was constantly breaking things, needless to say.
Now, Broken Motorsports, your shop is in Union, New Jersey. You guys are working on different rally cars. You guys are building rally cars.
Yep.
Well, tell me how many cars you're working at this time. What is your team? Who is in your team?
Well, as far as cars that we're building right now, we have a variety of different cars right now. Our initial intention was to build only Subarus and work on only Subarus. We've now expanded to, a lot of different variety of cars. We're doing Evos now. I've actually had, ironically, 2 Minis come to me this week, or at least 2 inquiries of Minis, people I know, either wanting to build one for European Rallycross.
Really?
Yeah, there's an R53 guy I actually work with at BMW North America is actually thinking about building his Mini up. It's a Cooper S.
Wow.
So he actually stopped by the shop the other day, so we're doing Mini stuff possibly soon. I've been working with Ford, trying to talk to them about getting everything done and trying to be one of probably a handful of installers for the R2 kit in the US, so that's hopefully in the works.
Yeah, let's not forget your car was featured in the video of a promotional video of
Yeah.
a couple guys from Nike,
Yep.
Sportsman by Nike.
Yep. They were actually doing that as a promotional video for a tour that the two of them wanted to put together and go out and actually show their stuff to crowds around select cities around the country and stuff. So they did this whole promotional video where they were doing different sports, kind of against each other to show that, they're in different sports themselves, but they're kind of one and the same. So they had us come in with the rally car and
Was that before X Games? A rally was introduced to X Games, or was it after? Because it's all extreme sports. It's all the same: BMX riding, skateboarding,
Yep.
and now rally racing being an X Games. I thought it was kind of together.
Yeah, actually, the shoot was this past December.
Okay.
Actually, right after the Rallycross. So my car was still in the Rallycross livery, and it was still in rear-wheel drive form. It wasn't. We didn't put it back in all-wheel drive form. So it was an interesting time during the shoot. I saw a lot of cool things with those guys. The two guys are great. They're really funny.
So let's go back to your team. You, one driver. Who else is in there?
Erica DeToda, who's here tonight as well. Also, Jason Smith.
Who's Erica's co-driver?
Normally Erica's co-driver. And then we have Matt Gottlieb and Austin Gager in their car as well. They were, last year they were production all-wheel drive points leaders in USRC for the 2010 season. So.
All right, and then mostly Subarus, right? We saw some pictures from your shop. It was mostly Subarus.
Yep.
Now you talk about minis. You're talking about Ford.
Right.
What is the new thing that you're trying to get into this year, and which is pretty exciting? And it's pretty exciting not only U.S., which is supposed to debut this year in U.S., but it's also exciting all over Europe and not only South America as well, I think. Which is Ford Fiesta R2 Cup.
Right.
Why don't you tell us more about that?
Fiesta Sport Trophy is basically a spec class that this year is supposed to debut in 13 different countries around the world. That's going to be for 2011. 2010, they had 10, so they're expanding to 3 different countries. That is including all of Europe. They also have a European Championship. So there was 9 countries plus the European Championship. This year, there's going to be now 11 countries plus the European Championship, including I think they're adding the U.S. and Poland this year.
Really?
So, yeah. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. But basically, the prize that Ford's dangling out in front of us is that they're gonna, whoever the winner of the Fiesta Sport Trophy is this year in the U.S. is going to be given a full ride to Rally Great Britain in November this year,
which is one of the events of World Rally Championship.
Right, yeah, it's the final round of the WRC this year, and basically the intention was to gather all of the R2 winners from every country, have them come to Rally GB, and basically have a face-off at the end of the year at the final round of the WRC. So, and which would be pretty awesome for anybody to go.
Right.
Just to have somebody represent the U.S. and go would be an amazing experience for anybody. And on top of it, you'd be racing against 12 R2s, all the same spec, guys from different countries all around the world, and then as well, the new WRC Academy is also running the R2, so you'd have another 12 or I think it's 12 guys.
Yeah, it's
girls.
a lot of good competition. I mean, I had Ken Anktel here on the show last week, and he was talking about WRC in Mexico, and he's told us how amazing that event was. I'm sure you would be more than happy to be one of the drivers to be sent out there as far as the Fiesta Sporting Cup.
Yeah.
When is the cup going to start, and what events are going to be included in the cup? So how the Ford Fiesta driver can be in England at the end of the year?
Well, the first event is actually STPR. I think it's June 3rd and 4th this year. It's the first weekend in June. It's actually 2 events, is how they're counting it. They're counting regional events, not the nationals. So technically, there's 7 events for the U.S.
I see.
STPR is the first, so there'll be 2 events, Friday and Saturday. And then the next event is New England Forest Rally. Same thing, 2 events, Friday and Saturday. And then in August, the end of August, is going to be a Jibway.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Same deal, 2 events. And then the final round of FST USA will be Lake Superior.
In Michigan.
Right, in Michigan at the regional championship round. So,
what about the car?
The car is amazing. It's one of those cars that was developed as a package for Ford through M Sport in the UK, and basically after it's trimmed down, and it's an A6 class car, So it's a modified two-wheel drive car. After it's all trimmed down, it's about 2,200 pounds. The power to weight ratio is better than a 2.5 liter WRX in the end. So despite it being only 1.6 liter and two-wheel drive,
Right.
it's got the power. It's got a lot of other goods in it. It's got AP brakes, Riger suspension. It's got a SADEV 5-speed with a sequential box and a plated LSD in it. It's got a T45 cage. So I mean, it's a pretty potent package. And you know, I think with the right drivers, it would probably be a top 10 overall on a national standing at just about every Rally America event with the right driver.
Well, that was my next question. What do you think about the chances? I mean, like, there's a lot of fast two-wheel drive drivers in the Rally America Championship. Wyatt Knox, Chris Duplessis. I mean, do you think that car can, and the right driver in that car can definitely fight with them?
I think so. I mean, you know, just based on even what Dylan Van Wey's already done with the car this year, it's showing it has a lot of potential. From speaking with Dylan, you know, he said that the car's a lot more predictable. It's a lot better handling. It's easier to drive than his Focus. And you know, as you know, he's been driving the Focus for the last 3 years, I think, in the national championship. So he really likes the car. I take his word for it, you know. But I've only had the chance to drive one out of dealership, just test driving it so far. So I haven't had one out on the gravel yet or any stages yet. But I'm very much looking forward to it.
And you're looking forward to be in that Cup.
Yes.
How long will it take for your shop, for Broken Motorsports, to build a car from a showroom Ford Fiesta to a Fiesta R2 rally car?
I'm looking at a turnaround time of about 2 months. You know, basically would include a full teardown, like you said, from the showroom, drive the cars to the shop, get them there, tear them down to nothing, basically take all the glass off them, take all the panels off them, and start from there with the kit. You know, with everything said and done, it should take anywhere in between 1.5 to 2 months.
So you have to start really quick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, we don't have much time to get to the first event at STPR. So it's things are coming down to the wire, but you know, we're trying to still work out the details with Ford and Rally America and Team O'Neill, and just trying to get to that final point where everybody kind of makes a decision, comes to a common ground, and we can all move forward from there and start building them. So.
Well, I hope you invite Sports to take
a look
at the
Of course,
the
I'd love
build.
you guys to come by. It'd be
And
great.
we'll be more than happy to be there. You and Erica and Matt from your team took part of the Rallycross series last year. What is your opinion on the whole series? I know that a whole global Rallycross championship is starting next week in California. We did a couple events, 3 weekends last year in New Jersey. What do you think about the whole idea of Rallycross in US?
I think it's actually a pretty good move on a lot of different points, just to bring rally more attention in the US. There's a lot of high key players in global rallycross that are slated to really bring in numbers. They've got ESPN backing them for the global rallycross now, so it'll actually get TV on, bring in more sponsors. Hopefully we can get that to extend to stage rally and drivers and teams like that on the stages, and hopefully get TV out there again.
Absolutely. I mean, the Global Rallycross Series is supposed to be on ESPN, just a couple of weeks after the actual event happens. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. There's a lot of great drivers that are coming to race there. Marcus Grönholm is one of the two-time world rally champion. There's Marcus Dodd, which is also a British rally champion.
Yep.
And there's Tanner Faust. There's other great drivers. I'm sure the series is going to be great. Thank you for making it to the studio.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to take a little break. After the break, we're going to talk to one of the team members, one of the drivers on Billy's team, Broken Motorsport, and she's actually the first female driver to make it a two-wheel drive championship, a national championship in the United States. Let's take a little break. We'll come back after this.